Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bald and Bonkers Show. Join your hosts Christopher Mole and Dakota Franson as they take you on a wild ride through the world of the supernatural, with a humorous twist that'll have you laughing and shaking in your boots at the same time. From ghosts to aliens to cryptids, no topic is off limits on this show. And the best part? You don't have to be a believer to join in on the fun. So grab a drink, kick back, and tune in every weekend for new episodes. And if you want even more of the Bald and Bonkers experience, be sure to subscribe to our Patreon page for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. Let's get weird. Oh, and for the whiners out there, viewer discretion is advised. There you go, you entitled pricks.
Speaking of entitled prick, there's one right there. Chris, you're still muted, bro.
And you did me before the live. I was blowing my snoot. That's terrible.
You were blowing your
I was just
what?
going to say for all the people. I was blowing something, but anyway, I'll tell you something now. I was blowing my nose, right? Just my nose, right? I was just going to say for all the people that said that I would never, my podcast would work out. I would just like to say you're a bunch of entitled pricks.
Right.
So, how's things this Saturday night?
Saturday night, Memorial Day weekend, extra long weekend. I say pretty good.
Well, we've got our first person in the chat there, Christine. Let's welcome everybody into the room, Christine. By the way, if you're all wondering, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on the sweets tonight. You know?
What he also calls crack.
Oh, Gab. Oh, Gab.
Oh Lord. Well, maybe you jumping around will help keep the snipers off of your position, considering what we're talking about this weekend.
CIA, NSA, or whatever your names is. There's no point coming to the UK, to Scotland. It's easier just killing, it's easier just taking the snake's head off, just visit Dakota instead. Oh, it's been gone! No! Ladies and gentlemen, I am now looking for a co-host for Bald and Bonkers.
Because he's getting fired.
See, that's an interesting subject tonight, Dakota. And it is a kind of dodgy subject tonight.
Oh, yeah. JFK, Marilyn Monroe, the McAfee guy, the doctor that's been making around on social media lately, several actors. All dying under suspicious circumstances that can't help you but wonder, did someone take them out?
I think somebody did take them out. Especially that doctor on TikTok. I mean, he's been speaking up against COVID for all... I'm going to mention it, COVID, but I'm not obviously mentioning the vaccine. Well, I've mentioned it now, but that's a bit late now. But there you go. It's a story for another time, as Mike would say. But anyway, that guy kept saying that he was being followed, right? He kept saying that there was somebody following them. He says that he was getting weird emails, and he was told by the establishment to stop telling people about the vaccine, right? And then he says he get death threats saying they were going to kill him. And then 2 days ago, he was found dead in his apartment. Poisoned.
I think more than 2 days ago, but still.
I was about what, 3 days ago? 3 days ago, 4 days ago, right about then. But that's the thing. Do you speak up about things now and then get decapitated? With one would say that's what they're doing. They take you out. So you look at other people, but you look at other people that are still alive, like David Icke. How has he got away with it for so long?
You gotta wonder if David Icke purposely spills a BS story every now and then just to keep his safety.
To make folk think that he's a raving lunatic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean, Elena's had suspicious people come on and start harassing her because of the things she talks about.
See,
hell, Bob Marley. Bob Marley's another one where he was saying that somebody was trying to kill him for years, but he was going to be fine at least until he was like, 36? And when did he die?
Yeah. It's Look, Marilyn Monroe, that's an interesting one. I think she knew stuff. I think she knew stuff about aliens. I definitely think she knew stuff about aliens. I definitely knew that. And she was going to go public with that and basically pop the overdosed her and made it look like a suicide. It's getting ridiculous now, though. Okay, I mean, you can't really say nothing. I mean, there's a lot of people just disappeared, eh? Okay, what I find interesting, and I don't know if I don't know. See that guy that done the shooting thing no that long ago? Was it the free energy thing that he designed? You were talking about.
Are you talking about the guy that was showing the hydrogen conversion for cars that could help your car run on nothing but salt water?
Yeah.
A lot of people found it funny that he was also a victim in a mass shooting that took place in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
When a similar story comes out, a guy who invents a car completely runs on water.
Mm-hmm.
What were his last words? They poisoned me.
Yeah. But he's another person, right? And I'm amazed they hasn't maintained it as Dr. Stephen Greer.
Well, he has had people try.
But I'm amazed. I think, and this is where it's got to go crazy, right? I think he's got otherworldly protection. Do you know that? And I think certain people, I think certain people in the UFO community have got protection from our little, I call them the little green friends, but they're not actually green, they're different colours. But I think they protect the very important people. Look at Elena. I bet she's got beings running about her protecting her.
Oh yeah, she has an overprotective brother.
Yeah. So, and it's the same goes for you too, because some of the stuff that you've come out with is mind blowing.
Oh, did you just catch the video I dropped today?
I've no watched it. That what I usually do after the show, I watch things back with my headphones on. But what was that about? Like, was he got to come to your house and take you away?
Well, obviously, with a lot of the stuff that's been going on, I've been having to go back and revisit a lot of stuff, and this was actually an incident you were a part of. Yeah. Not directly, but I also did, I did modify the sound in order to respect the privacy of those involved.
Yeah.
I released the tapes I had of certain attacks. That happened right around when we first met.
I'll watch that. I'll listen to that back tonight then. I'd just like to say to everybody in the chat, thank you for coming in. Stephanie and look at Stephen there. And Dobby Sock, it's good to see you in there. I mean, Dobby in the chat, she's a thing about this, and she probably knows about that. That top doctor, Dobby, the COVID one on TikTok was basically took out through the week, and he's been saying for years saying for the last 2 years ever since the outbreak that they were after him. I mean, Did you watch that video, the last video that he did? I mean, that's some crazy stuff that he was going on about. I mean, it was basically, obviously I can't mention the name and the algorithm and that, but I'm not monetized anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But he was actually saying that the genetic makeup of whatever you've had, right, it's in your body, right, will be activated with a certain frequency, number 5, and it will basically turn you into a ravenous beast zombie, like a, what do you call it, like 28 days later, kind of thing. And there's actually, I know this is going down the rabbit hole here, but there's actually proof out there that the US government have practiced for an event like this. So is the British government, and so is other governments in the world, like a rage virus type thing. And it just makes you wonder, because that was his last video, and then he died.
It certainly does make you wonder, because, he would go on that, YouTube would start taking down his material. even though it was completely scientifically backed, trying to say it went against violated community standards, there all of a sudden certain institutions stopped talking to him, all this stuff, and it's just like, why is someone who was one of the most, who was fairly well respected and well credentialed in his field of expertise, all of a sudden gets shut out with no probable cause? Now, I would understand if it came out that he was a pedophile and just they started stripping away all the time. That makes sense, but that didn't happen.
But it's more worrying that the fact was his last video says that the JAG thing, when it gets into this frequency, mobile network number 5, comes into contact with us, it basically turns you into like a zombie type creature that it's like a rage. It's like the film Cell kind of thing. I mean, did you not find that disturbing? Do you not find that disturbing that was his last video? And then
it certainly does make you wonder. Certainly does make you wonder.
I mean, God. I mean, it's not just him. Look at that. Look at that boy that disappeared. The one was it the one in somewhere in Europe? Was it Russia? And he was drawing things all over his walls. Yeah, and he drew all his walls, his ceiling, everything in the room was white walls, and he drew these weird things that obviously look quite alien, and it just poof disappeared.
Yeah, his first name was Boris. I'm not even going to attempt his last name if this is the same one you're talking about, but he had some very interesting claims that he used to be a 9-foot tall Martian, that there was still life on Mars, but they were mostly underground and their life support systems were failing. That there was a switch behind one of the ears of the Sphinx, and if it got activated, the Sphinx would open up, which that's actually been proven true, that behind one of the ears there is a certain cavern.
That's right. Just got to say to Dobby's sock in the chat, you can mention the name in the chat, Dobby, if you want. Tell Drew who that doctor was. Anyway,
please do, because I don't think we would be able to pronounce his name right.
Nah, I can't pronounce his name either. I can't pronounce it. But here's the pyramids. The pyramids, I don't, right, and that's, I've heard so many different tales about this, and I want your thoughts about this, Dakota. See the Sphinx at the front of the Great Pyramid. I was told, right, and I actually
Rashid Buttar, that's right.
Rashid Buttar, there you go. That at one time, it wasn't a human's face.
Yeah, it used to be more of a lion.
Right?
Yeah, Napoleon shot it off.
Yeah.
I believe
so
it was.
It makes, what was in the hatch at the back then?
Makes you wonder. You got to realize Egypt's history is so extensive. The time of Cleopatra had Egyptian archaeologists. There was at one point in time where they say like the area Egypt's in, every 5,000 years or so, it goes from a desert to a jungle.
Yeah.
Egypt's history is so extensive, Egypt doesn't know the full story.
Egypt's a story for another night, is a story for another time, as Mike would say. But there's a lot of things people are killed for. A lot of people. Yeah, I mean, I would love to come what happened to that guy, Boris. I would love to come where he is. Do you think he's maybe in a secret lab somewhere working for the government?
Being that a lot of his information has actually panned out to carry some weight to it, it could very well be that he's still alive. Because Boris and I are about the same age.
What about that? You know who disappeared too? There was a young boy, and where was this guy? I seen there was a video about him last night on TikTok. I was watching it and I thought, what's his name? I fell asleep, and I woke up this morning. I tried to remember the guy's name. It was a he must be only about 15 right now, or 16 right now. And he was going on about how the Hadron Collider, right, transported the Earth into an alternate reality. A young boy, I can't remember his name, and how our universe was destroyed, right? And it transported the Earth into a different reality and a different, right? Obviously, it's exactly the same, but slightly different. And that was the Mandela effect that people experience, right? And this kid is only about 15 right now. Disappeared. There's nothing about him. You can't find anything out about him. Him and his family. Gone.
It's actually widely believed that because of some of the remarks that he was getting, him and his family completely cut off all their social media.
Right. I found that very interesting. That how did he know that? How did he?
There's a lot of things that make people question whether or not the Mandela effect's actually true, or whether or not people just don't pay attention to the full story of the ordeal.
See, but that's the thing, right? A quick sidetrack here, right? I can remember the A-Team van, right? I obviously you can't because you're too young for that. The 80s, 90s A-Team, and my brother in the chat there, and Dobby Sock, or whoever, Christine, or whatever, ever watched the A-Team. I can remember the van being black and red. It was black with a red stripe, right? See now, it's black, grey with a red stripe. It was never black and grey with a red stripe. It was always black with a red stripe. So, and there's other things too that changes, like the Monopoly man. He had a monocle. I know he had a monocle. He had a monocle. I can picture the box in my head because I used to play Monopoly with my brother when I was young, a wee boy, and I used to play it with my friends and stuff like that. And I can remember that Monopoly man with a monocle. Doesn't have a monocle. There you go. There's Christian has the A-Team van on DVD. But see, when you watch it now, it's black, grey with a red stripe. Whereas, see if you go back, there is footage out there. Early footage yet, and it's black with a red stripe.
You have to consider whenever production utilizes a vehicle like that, they never have just one vehicle.
I know.
There could also be early test footage that accidentally made it into the final cut, as well as the quality of the TVs back then.
Mm-hmm. All right, and what about the Monopoly man with the monocle? Explain that.
I do believe I've seen some sort of cartoon with him. It wasn't directly affiliated with Monopoly, but it was like some sort of parody, like some sort of Family Guy.
What about Magic Mirror on the wall? Who's the fairest of them all? Right? You get what I'm talking about there? No, it's not there. It doesn't say that anymore. It's totally changed. It was Magic Mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? But it's not that anymore. It's something like Mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest on the wall? It's totally changed again. It's totally changed. And it's the same with Darth Vader, with his son. Well, old Luke, hanging off the edge, with missing Han.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then there's Forrest Gump. It would just, this is a story for another time, and this is a thing for another time. We need to get an expert on. I'm going to hunt for one. I'm going to hunt for an expert about the Mandela effect. So, Dakota, who else has disappeared? What other person has disappeared?
See, he jumps around so much.
Well, I'm jumping out. We're talking about people. We're talking about deaths by conspiracies. We're talking about the Mandela effect. I'm trying to jump back onto deaths with conspiracies.
Oh, we gotta work on our segue better, man. My God.
I know. Well, come on then. What?
You just fucking distracted me with that bullshit. Now, God damn it.
Come on. Look at this. See, this is ladies and gentlemen. This is the professional I have to work with.
Y'all say I'm the one not professional. I'm talking about you and some of the other people that you've been associated with.
For our last show on Sunday, last Sunday, and our show went absolutely mad. I got loads of messages for people saying they absolutely loved it. They absolutely loved it. I still can't fund that alien either, the one that looks like the big thing. I think that's a Mandela.
Considering how old that film was, you may not be able to. Considering.
Yeah. So it's definitely conspiracies. Dakota, come on, man. We're ready. Go in there.
No, I'm not. This is you fucking distracting me. God damn it. Right, I need a new co-host.
What?
I need a new co-host. We're breaking up Bald and Bonkers.
What about the guy? Let's talk about Marilyn Monroe. What do you know about
All right. Well,
that'll help you. Help him.
It's like people say I'm ADHD. My fucking God. Why does it look like I'm wearing lipstick? God damn.
Where do you go? On a disco. Because
Anyway.
you young kids don't have discos anymore. He's in it there like raves and stuff like that.
No, we're not. Oh, I'm not. But then again, I don't know what's going on with these younger kids. My God.
Oh my
anyway,
God,
Marilyn Monroe.
For another time.
We're trying to go back into this and try to maintain some sort of level of seriousness.
Serious.
So we can actually have a fucking intellectual discussion here. Bullshit. Shove it up your ass.
You obviously you forgot your lines, man. You forgot your lines.
I don't even know. I'm kind of ticked off right now. I'm getting kind of ticked off right now, to be completely honest.
Right. Marilyn Monroe. Why do you think she was assassinated? Or she says, obviously, she wasn't assassinated. Because she killed herself.
She knew things from sleeping with both of the Kennedy brothers. Easy.
Right.
Pillow talk speaks, man. Not like you would know.
Exactly. Either you, either. See, everybody in the chat loves this banter. See what I'm saying?
Don't encourage him.
Come on, everybody. Everybody say yes in the chat.
Fuck off.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We're all just having a laugh. That's what we do. We're bald and bonkers.
All right. Anyway.
Nick, come on.
But no, she Marilyn Monroe. I already said it. She was sleeping around. She knew she got some information from both the Kennedy brothers, who obviously didn't have enough. It's all over the place. Cuban Missile Crisis, UFOs. Kennedy was allegedly trying to reveal that ET was out there weeks before his assassination. He was involved with trying to take care of the cartels, things like that. See, Marilyn did the one thing that every woman knows. She redirected all the blood flow to the wrong head and the man's body in order to get all of his dirty little secrets.
I bet she
witchcraft.
I bet she knew.
Them blondes, man.
I think she tried to blackmail him. I really do think she tried to blackmail him. And it backfired.
Actually, there is actually declassified documents that detail Marilyn Monroe. She was saying, "I am going to come out with this." It wasn't necessarily a situation where she was trying to blackmail.
Mm-hmm.
She was just saying, "I'm talking, and you can't stop me." Well, they did.
Yeah. And it's like everything goes. I mean, I would have loved to have knew what she knew. I think it must have been something important for them to do that. I mean, she was a movie star. I mean, she was like, fuck fake. She was
just
famous.
The fact that she was sleeping around with the president earned her the rank of being monitored by the Secret Service.
See, this is interesting because this takes us into Hollywood. See, that's a better sentence.
This.
And I mean, you've got Hollywood. Was it people in Hollywood that had other people murdered? This is maybe no the government we're talking about here. That's maybe we're talking about secret societies.
Well, we don't even have to go that far down the rabbit hole. Let's take situations like Kurt Cobain.
That's
That wasn't his handwriting on the suicide note.
no.
It sure as shit looked an awful lot like Courtney Love's. And there was a dude separate. He was wanting to break up the band. He was wanting to quit, and she wasn't not liking not having that money coming in. And it's not the first time that some Hollywood celebrity had a significant other kill him or try to kill him. One of my mom's favorite singers, Trace Atkins, his ex-wife shot him.
Remember about, was it about maybe 5 years ago? I can't remember exactly. Who was that famous? She was a talk show host. And there's video out there on TikTok, and you see her in the back of the ambulance, and the reporters are like, she died, and you see her try to get up and stuff, and people are like,
God, what was her name? What was her name?
Oh, what was that?
Now I know which one you're talking about now. It's like, yeah,
I forgot.
yeah, they're rolling her back into the ambulance, and all of a sudden, she's sitting up. Now, there's a thing known as the Lazarus reflex.
Yes.
Where if you stimulate certain nerves enough, especially with a car crash victim, depending on how severe her injuries were, you stimulate certain nerves, you can make a dead body move by itself. They can sometimes, fold their arms like that, or flat out, and hesh. Yes.
But if you watch the video of that, I wish we could play it on here. If you watch the video of that, you can see her hand, this one, going over and pulling the cover. See that silver foil stuff that he is, pulling it over and then trying to get up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wasn't necessarily a talk show host. She'd been on them quite a few, but she was an actress. But
she was. It's not just that. She was convinced that somebody was trying to kill her. She was in multiple car accidents. And then they said she was drinking too much and she was taking too many pills and that's why it was and stuff. I honestly think, I don't think it was the government that killed her. I think it was, I honestly think it was somebody in Hollywood that had her murdered. I think she knew too much.
Allegedly, she was trying to go into a documentary about Hollywood pedophile rings.
Yeah. It's all coming out now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you talk about that island. What's his name?
Epstein's Island, Pleasure Island.
They suspect the go and research this, ladies and gentlemen. They suspect that Epstein was trying to blackmail Bill Gates. That's an interesting one. Very interesting.
You know how there's those conspiracies about Hollywood films predicting certain things?
Yes, I've seen that.
Well, here's the thing. The original Pinocchio cartoon.
Good God, that's an old one.
Now, think about it.
Right.
There's a bit in it where these characters are talking to this old man, and he's talking about taking misbehaving young boys and making them disappear to Pleasure Island.
Yes.
Disney Cruises made frequent stops at Epstein's Island. Disney World has been under a lot of scrutiny right now because of the number of pedophile rings that have been found to be associated with it. And did you know how Disney actors are initially trained for the job? Their first day of work, what they have to do?
Yeah.
Now, this is actually coming from former Disney actors themselves.
Yeah.
They have somebody who watches them throughout the day, just to kind of see how they interact with the public, right?
Mm-hmm. And then they go up.
To walk up to kids that are all by themselves.
Yes.
And get them to talk to them. Hello? Isn't that the first thing we go to look for when some creep is trying to eyeball a young kid in the grocery store?
Yeah. But it's actually interesting if you watch some of the cartoons back, the old ones back, right? Some of the things in it, you'll just be sitting there with your mouth open. Guys, I don't want to get into this because we don't want to sued, obviously, and stuff like that, but go and watch some of the old Walt Disney cartoons. You'll find them on YouTube, right?
Oh, we mentioned it before on the show.
And see if you watch it, you're like, oh my God, the symbolism
Mm-hmm.
and the meaning to pedophile rings, and I can't even watch any cartoons anymore. Well, there's cartoons anymore because you see it everywhere now. Once you see what I'm talking about, right? That's it. You cannot get this out of your head. Every time you watch a cartoon, maybe Walt Disney, you'll be like, "Oh my God, this is terrible,"
Yeah.
because it's everywhere.
Disney was a well-known Nazi supporter.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not a lot of people realize Walt Disney, the man himself, was a Nazi supporter. Which is kind of ironic considering several Disney characters are actually have legitimate military files that you have to put special permissions for in order to access them, actual military ranks, because of the anti-Nazi propaganda they used to produce.
No.
There's some people out there pissed off that Donald Duck has a higher ranking than them.
I know people that are going to Disney World for holidays, and I think they're raving lunatics because of what it stands for. I can't exactly what Disney World stands for. And
you don't get to be that big of a company without burying some people.
Mr. Walt Disney was into a lot of strange things.
Yeah, it was.
And it's proven. It's proven what he was into and what he did.
Then you got Club 33.
I've heard about that. I've never looked it up though. What is that? Wouldn't explain it.
Allegedly, it's connected to like Freemasons. It's an very exclusive club that's inside, I think, Disneyland, whatever one's inside California. There's, I believe it was like a $30,000 annual membership fee.
Right.
And several high-profile celebrities are involved. Tom Hanks, I think Tim Allen was a part of it at some point.
Tom Hanks is...
Yeah, he's also named in Epstein files. Now, granted, there's some people that pointed out, okay, he was a well-connected guy who had access to a plane, and he was offering free rides. That could very well be why all those people were on that plane. They may have not known. However, several senators, several actors have come forward saying, yeah, we knew that he was up to something. We didn't know the extent, maybe.
What's that? I'm trying to look his name up. It's just popped into my head the new there. That actor, he was a child actor, and he came out and he said about the people raping him in Hollywood.
Corey Good,
that's it. Corey, that's him, because he was in Lost Boys. Yeah, that's
Goonies.
The one. The Goonies and the Goonies 2. And he came out about it.
And he had people trying to... Oh, yeah, because he had people try to take him out. Literally on his way to interviews.
Yeah. Can you get him for the show? I'm going to message him.
Yeah, another one we should probably... I should try to reach out to that guy who was former CIA again and see if he's available.
Oh.
I think that would be an interesting conversation. People are probably like, you're talking to the CIA? Oh my god,
don't worry. We're only going to sacrifice one of these in the chat, that's all.
Hey, it's like, first off, if you really want to freak out, ladies and gentlemen, some of my business teachers were former FBI agents.
Yeah.
So, and no, true story.
It made you wonder that you don't think that the American government, like the FBI, would investigate these people?
They tried.
In Hollywood.
They tried, but somebody keeps shutting them down.
So it's obviously somebody with power. I mean, let's just take your president, for instance. He's an interesting character, isn't he?
There was investigations going into Biden that got shut down.
Yeah.
People say, oh, the FBI corrupt, NSA corrupt, CIA is corrupt. Everybody's got some corrupt assholes. Because when you get to a certain number group, you're going,
Hunter Biden, laptop. It's absolutely shocking. It really is. That these things it's these things are allowed to happen. And I mean, maybe in the history books in 100 years or 200 years from now, when things will hopefully get better, things will come out about who these people were in Hollywood and what they were doing to poor people. What's that in the chat there? October, what do you think about the Paul McCartney conspiracy and Club 27 or Club 27?
I think I know the Paul McCartney one she's talking about. That the Paul McCartney that we know today isn't actually him, but
I've
a
heard
fill-in. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, yeah, they all got flagged. In fact, they all had in profiles within the FBI.
It makes you wonder.
Not a lot of people realize. Here's another popular one. Martin Luther King Jr. Not a lot of people realize that the U.S. government was found guilty in a civil court of being the cause behind his death.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who was able to rack up a major following like that, they got monitored. Why?
It's like President Kennedy. People say, "Oh, that was Diana." Yeah.
Diana's another one.
Diana. I'm going to say this, right? I'm British citizen for the UK. I'm for Scotland, obviously. I'm going to say this out loud, and I don't give a fuck. Listen, I think she was done in.
Diana knew.
I remember that night. I remember when it happened. And I can remember the news presenter on TV, right? And the news presenter's the woman, she's like that. She says, Diana's okay. She walked out of the wreckage and she's absolutely fine. She's been took to the local hospital. She walked out of the wreckage. Half an hour later. Oh, she died in the car. Yeah, I think it was covered up. I think the Crown covered it up.
Well,
I honestly do.
There's interviews with Diana saying that she fully believed they were going to try to kill her.
Yeah,
because she didn't like following their rules.
I've heard details lately, and I don't know if they're true or no, because you'll never prove these things. See how you've got the King Charles, and then you've got his two boys. You've got the one that went to America and he broke that book out where he was talking all the shit about folk and that.
Mm-hmm.
They say that he knows what really happened to his mother.
That's the whole reason why he's been fighting the family.
Yeah.
Because he found out. And by all means, if that's actually the case, good on him.
Yeah. Yeah. But he can't talk, because if he does, something might happen to him.
Or his kid.
Or his kid, exactly.
Because we got to think about it. These elites, they have well established, well over history, that they have no problem hurting kids.
Yeah. See, this is an interesting fact. There was I'm not mentioning his name, there was a guy that investigated Diana, the crash, and he was approached by these people. He doesn't know who they were just high up people. And they says to him, he says, if you can keep doing this road, you might end up the same way. And he stopped, because they threatened his family and stuff like that. The Crown actually got the MI5 or MI6 or whoever they were to investigate that. But we all know that it was covered up and it was swept under the carpet. Yeah, I mean, I truly believe that it was either the Queen or it was Charles that signed the thing for it. I really do.
Yeah.
And it will come out, but it'll not come out for a couple of 100 years, probably.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's a lot of circles right now who claim to be insiders with the secret space programs, all of these government projects. All of them say pretty unanimously that these people know that their time is running short.
Yes, I felt that.
So they essentially have entered plea bargains and say, we'll slowly start leaking it out, but hold off until we're gone, so we don't have to deal with the fallout.
Yeah, I've heard that Biden's been basically told that he has to release evidence, he has to release everything when our little friends from above soon. And he's been told, and people like that watching this. This is no people on Earth. This is aliens, dude. These are the Federation and all that. They're telling them, this is listen. You need to release. You need to. This Earth needs to. This honestly, and I don't think Biden's got long. I think he's got to die mysteriously. Do you know that? I don't know where I'm getting this from. Don't come and get me, FBI. It was him. But anyway, he's old, right? What age is Biden?
He's at least in his 80s, ain't he?
Right, he's in his 80s and he's got to run for a second time. Oh, there's Pete in the room. Mike, the naked Bigfoot son. What's that he's brought up? What's that? One of the...
Oh, fucking course he would.
Yeah, his body cut, locked her hair, and sold them collectors. Dad got his hands on a lock of hair.
Why does that not surprise me?
Oh my God. See, the thing is, Pete, your dad is an amazing person. See the stories that he would tell me about the things that he collected? The things that he collected. My God.
I mean, no disrespect, but that does not surprise me about Mike whatsoever.
It doesn't surprise me either. It really doesn't. I mean, after him telling me about how he dug up somebody for one of their back molars. And
yeah,
he did a favour for a priest. He did a favour for a priest for an exorcist ring. Then I'd be running round about the graveyard. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought my life was strange.
I know.
Oh well, I'm only in my 20s, so there's still time.
You never know. You never know. A priest might come up to you and say, Dakota, I will give you an exorcist ring, but I want you to run round the graveyard, dancing wildly, naked.
I know a couple of priests around here that would do that just for a fucking laugh.
If you're watching this, please make him do it. Offer him something nice, like a wee shiny ring or something like that.
I have one.
Yeah, you got an exorcist ring? Where'd you get that for?
A priest that actually taught me how to conduct exorcism rituals.
But
under the Catholic way. I know like 27 different exorcism rituals.
I mean, I've seen a lot of like top psychics on TV, a lot of the fake ones, to be put honest with you. I've said, oh yes, Diana crashed into the wall and died just about instantly. Oh. And stuff like that. And you can tell that they're fake because I can folk. Honestly, I definitely think 99% she was murdered.
You know, there's been something I brought up several times on the show that I fully believe would be one of the most tide-turning, world-changing innovations that completely that would change the game when it comes to these types of investigations. You've heard of how, I've mentioned that there's actually a university. It was a University of Hong Kong that was working on tech that would allow computers to be able to read what the mind sees, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They use fMRI technology, and basically, unfortunately, the images that came out sucked. They looked like what you would see out of beer goggles. But guess what the recent change just got applied to it? That instead of maybe 5% accuracy and jumped it to about 85% accurate.
Yeah.
They started integrating artificial intelligence. Yeah. And oh my God. Can you imagine strapping some of the most outlandish people out there, good or bad, who can either prove that they are legitimately telling their story or completely faking it? Can you just imagine what that's going to do once that tech gets perfected? Mm-hmm. How much of this stuff would we be able to prove?
Or what about when the artificial intelligence finally takes over? And if you're a threat and you're coming out with stuff, it decides to have you.
Well, here's the thing. How do we know that the AI wouldn't try to out this information itself?
That's true.
I mean, think about it. There's been AI programs that were told to go through scientific papers, and it would the AI ended up making like 500 discoveries within a matter of hours. They started using AI for planetary watches, and thousands of more potential planets have been identified.
Yeah.
There is such a leap in technology going on right now that those who are trying to trying to just flat out kill the people that step up, they can't keep up.
I find it interesting with artificial intelligence how they've got a supercomputer designing another supercomputer, which is quite interesting. It's like some of the artificial intelligence is helping make cures for cancer and stuff.
Oh yeah,
which is really interesting. But then what happens if the computer decides, oh yes, this drug will, if everybody gets it, will cure all ailments from your body. Everybody gets it and they drop down dead.
Depends on how the AI's interprets its goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the whole laws of robotics thing, you got to consider that was out of a science fiction book. That does not have to. Robotic programs aren't necessarily going to follow that. Elon Musk even said it itself. If a construction crew comes across a molehill while trying to build a highway, are they going to stop just to save that molehill?
Probably not.
No, they're going to build right over it.
Yeah. It's like people that are getting murdered because of what they know. It's the same kind of thing. Think about it.
Or the number of cases where innocent people are fallen victim to flat-out genocide because of a corrupt political leader.
Yeah.
And no, I just don't mean that weirdo that's trying to claim he's Adolf Hitler.
That's just.
No, I'm talking about things that you never hear about because there's some village in Africa that's completely decimated by mercenaries just so they can build some sort of...
Yeah.
They can farm uranium that was found or something like that.
Look, the world's totally corrupt, and it's going to keep that way. Look at what's happening in the world right now with Europe, and look what's happening with your president and my prime minister and stuff like that. We're edging closer and closer to like a third world war. In fact, I would say we're in the third world war now. We're just waiting. And that's what I'm going to say this now. I can't wait till Donald Trump comes back because hopefully he'll save us. Because that guy that is in the White House now, oh my God, I watched him the other day. He came out the plane waving at everybody, and there was nobody there except for his driver and some folk. He's away. He's gone. How in God's name? If that was Donald Trump that was in power right now, right, and he was going all doted and dementias like that, they would have him out of the office.
Yeah.
If that
were anybody else, think about it. I mean, honestly, screw politics. I mean, something's not right. He's showing all the signs of Alzheimer's, that some sort of dementia is starting to kick in.
I'll tell you something new. I think he's got a double. Do you know that? Because there's days where he goes out and he's going on about his garden getting lost and stuff like that, and he does a wee speech now and again, and he makes a total absolute arse of it, right? But then look, the next day he's away to like some car plant that's right, and he does a speech and he looks slightly different and he sounds fine. I honestly think he's got doubles running about. I really do.
Allegedly, the U.S. and I do believe the British government as well have utilized body doubles for public events since Reagan, if I'm not mistaken.
That's just
so that way, if the double ends up dead, you know, they get one hell of a paycheck. But if the double ends up dead, they just say, "Oh, the doctors did miraculous work. He's okay. He's a little stressed under the ordeal, but he's okay. Expected to make a full recovery." Everybody just goes, "Wow, good job."
I was just
not realizing there's some guy just died.
It must have been, you brought it up on the screen. I never got to read it right, but when Pete said about his dad, Mike the Naked Bigfoot, it says it's all of that stuff's in this black cabinet. God, I would love a look in that cabinet, wouldn't you?
Would you?
Oh, I wouldn't touch it.
I mean, not just looking at it, considering just the first instance we met Mike, how weird things got.
Right, I will admit, he did a live one night. Where he was showing this bit of cement brick that he got for when he was away, when he was like in somewhere, right? But it was because he was helping knocking down a house or something, and he didn't know at the time, but he taken this bit of, like a mask. It was like a wee mask kind of thing. He taken this, and I had weird funky dreams after watching that live. And I told Mike that. I says, what was with that mask? And he says, some folk see it. Mm-hmm. So, really weird dreams. I was running through the jungle and there was this mask. It was weird. And I know I wouldn't like to look in it, but can you imagine the power that's in that cabinet? God be with you, Pete. God be with you.
You're right.
You know, what's that, October? He sounds like his brain is glitching, Biden, and I mean, oh, I know. Yeah. What?
None.
No, what is it?
None.
I thought I heard is it the aliens? They're coming to take you away.
Something's disturbing the dogs outside.
It's weird you said that because my dog down the stairs is barking now. She stopped. She's barking down the stairs and I can hear her. That's interesting. That is. It's weird that it's something annoying your dog and mine at the same time, isn't it? She's stopped now.
Mine, the ones outside, just stopped.
That's strange. That.
Well, wouldn't be the first time we haven't seen something like that happen.
Ooh, we're talking about mics and that mask and stuff like that. You're going to get a visitation tonight.
Yeah, what else is new?
Oh, mind you, it's an interesting thing about these people disappearing and dying and it's not going to stop. It's just going to keep going on. Like the guy invented water in your engine and stuff. How great would that be? Your F-150, you fill the tank up with some water and drive along the road with a conversion kit. Get what I mean?
Fuck, I would put that shit in my Cadillac.
There's Dobby Sock. Dakota, you just had a shadow behind you gone now.
Now, we'll say this. It does look like we're expecting a thunderstorm tonight, and we do have a bit of wind. And I have a window open. That just blew the window curtain shut, so maybe that was it, but not surprising.
How did that happen? Did somebody shut that door for you?
No. The wind just kicked up.
No. That door it went shut. That wasn't the wind that did that.
The wind kicked up. The wind kicked up and that just hit the door.
See,
either that or one of my cats.
Cats don't shut doors. The claw.
Yes, they do. You lied.
No,
You're an idiot.
I don't have I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person.
I've physically seen one of my cats slam the door shut to lock out the other cats just so she can hog me all to herself.
Unless you've got a visitor. Mike, is that you? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me because I'm not going into the full detail of this. I had a really, really weird experience.
Thank you, Dobby.
I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person, as I say. I had a really weird experience about maybe 3 weeks ago, and Mike was in it, and it was weird. It's again, I can still remember every single thing of that. It's bad. I know, but honestly, it was one of these really weird dreams, and it was just so real, and I can still picture it. I'll tell you about it one day, but no, that's a story for another time, as Mike was saying.
Christopher, we had this talk about you discussing your dirty dreams on air.
I know. I can't help it, man. It was after that picture that you showed me. I was going to say something there, but then I thought I better know.
Don't you be judging me in a kilt.
A kilt, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? Do you think Dakota should get a kilt? I can see you marching out of the hills, the new. Hi, the new. There's Christine. She wants to see you in a kilt.
No, Christine, I haven't been drinking.
No, it's because I said it's a story for another time, and everybody has a drink. It's I'm taking it with Mike. I'm taking it with Mike.
You two looking at dirt? Oh dear God, we got the women excited.
Don't be so. You better watch there. She'll be taking an attack soon, thinking about you and your kilt marching out of the hills there with your
screw that. If I was able,
if I was
able to find a kilt that was my size while I was over in Scotland, I was gonna ride it.
I don't know how you
wear it on the plane ride home.
They sell big kilts.
I just at the shop we went to, there was none my size.
If I had to send you a kilt, would you wear it for everybody for everybody to see it?
I'll pose it for OnlyFans.
Really good. So don't be so. I might send him a kilt. Don't be so, Christine. So when that day comes, it'll be an OnlyFans. You're in for a treat.
Considering that's how you've been promoting Ghost Squad Scotland?
What do you mean?
Your OnlyFans?
Ah, well, you've got to do something for the old community, you know. You've got to do something, you know.
Times are tough, I get it, you know.
I know.
Gas prices going up back again.
Gas prices going back up again, you know. That was weird, that door and the wind getting up and the dogs barking and stuff. That was just weird.
I can't believe that just worked.
Was that honestly? Was that you that shut that door? There. Open that door again.
I didn't touch it.
Open the door again.
I keep it open a crack because one of my cats.
Keep open a crack.
They'll start slamming themselves against the door.
I think you've got a visitor. I honestly think you've got a visitor. By the way, I honestly do think you've got a visitor.
It doesn't surprise me. There's all
if you
sorts.
Can hear me, whoever you are, which I've got a conclusion who you are, do it one more time for us. Just one more time, and we'll not ask you again. Please. What?
Camera just went out of focus.
That's weird, that. You shouldn't do that for wind. What do you say? That's strange, guys. I don't think that's the wind. I think he's got a presence in that room.
I need to start busting out the K2 again.
You know, I've got a really weird feeling who that is.
It's not Mike.
Do you know? I think so.
No.
Who is it then? Is it whatever happened? Mind you said there was the psychic told you about the woman.
Well, she may have crossed over, but this was her house, so she might poke her head back in it from time to time.
See, it's all coming through. Hi.
No, I was quite impressed with Anne. I mean, apparently the last owner of this house, she did pass away, and she had several breathing issues. So.
There you go. So, what's on the subject tomorrow, Dakota? What we got to be?
I'm scared to try to continue tonight's conversation, considering how much you can't keep a fucking straight topic.
Well, I've kept it straight all night. So what do you want to talk about tomorrow night? Do you want to just pick one person and just talk about what they made and they invented and how they disappeared and what happened?
No, we can go a little bit more into detail about certain cases.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, this has happened so many times, and there's so much detail behind each case that you can't really dismiss the idea that somebody got in the way.
Yeah. I found it strange tonight that your dog started barking. Well, you know your dogs in your street started barking, and so did mine at the exact same time. And then when mine stopped, they stopped, and then your door shut. I found that interesting.
Again, there's wind coming through the window.
Dogs don't bark just for the wind.
Yeah, they do.
Really? It must be strange dogs, you know.
You seriously never had that issue with Jessie?
And Jessie's down the stairs now. Now she's outside my room now because I can hear her moving about. I can hear her moving about.
Looks like we're expecting a storm tonight. So.
Well, it's beautiful blue skies. See, well, it's not blue skies now because the sun's been doing it dark. I was out the back last night and I was looking up and you could actually see the satellites, which is quite interesting. It's the ones that stop and then whiz off the other way and you're like, that's not a satellite. Yeah.
Yep, a few of those been popping up lately around me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So what are you doing the rest of the night? What's everybody in the chat doing the rest of this lovely Saturday night? What? What am I missing here?
Quite a bit.
Was the dogs barking again?
No. Somebody's here.
Who's coming to visit you?
Dobby's got fireworks going off. Nice.
Don't know why.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know. There's just a weird vibe coming for your place.
Considering I was going into one of our old friends on a video I dropped earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, I know how you're talking about. Don't mention his name.
And I even involved a recording that involved Pete's dad.
You said Pete's dad. And just as you said Pete's dad, that door shut.
Yeah. There's also a lot of wind coming through right now.
I'm going to say, there's something weird going on tonight.
Yeah. It's called I Got a Storm Brewing.
There's a storm brewing, definitely.
And shit sometimes kicks up whenever a storm brews.
Yeah.
So, I shall report back tomorrow if anything happens.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you all tomorrow. And if he doesn't appear, we'll have like a service for you. And we will remember you. We will remember you. Was that your curtains are moving? So could be the wind eye. Well, there's the wind.
Yeah, you know? I know. I just had to convince him because someone over here seems to think every other little thing is supernatural some days.
I've just been having weird things that's been happening lately. Just really strange things that I can't explain. No bad things. Interesting. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got no windows opened and I've got no windows, whatever, because the midges are out. You came at the midges are in Scotland. Feeding just beasts there. The midges.
The what?
Midges.
The midgets?
Hi, the midgets are out.
As in, like, little people?
For fuck's sake. Midges! Midges!
Explained for the Americans.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Look, the Scottish people in the chat there. Midges. Midges.
We aired more than just Scotland, you fucking Oh, thank you, Dobby.
It's like a cloud of them.
Fucking useless.
And it's like,
yeah, we're starting to get them here.
Aye, the midges. Aye, we've got little people, dwarfs running around about us trying to bite us when we go outside.
Some of them, I wonder. I was like, you see, the midgets. I thought he said, the midgets!
Aye, that's what happens when you're out walking the hills now. You'll see an army of midgets running towards you, trying to get you.
I'm 6'7". Most normal sized people look like midgets to me.
I bet maybe about 30 or 40 midgets could carry you off.
God, that would be very weird. Not one of the weirdest incidents of my life.
You've got your kilt on, you're in the Scottish mountains. You're standing there and you're like, what a beautiful day it is. And all of a sudden, 30 midgets come running over the hill and carry you off to your fate.
Well, it's not fun to... It's not nice to make fun of midgets. The jokes keep going over their head.
Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody here
timing, my God.
A midget, please contact Bald and Bonkers LLC. You'll find us on Google. Just type in there and you'll find a complaint form. Please fill it in.
All those messages
that's something you don't really get. That's something that you don't really get. Ghost hunting with midgets.
I think there's a group out of Florida that's got a little person with them.
Nah, but think about it. You don't really get that much, do you?
Yeah, because I don't think they.
I don't know why
imagine themselves being. Think about it. Okay. Believe it or not, I know of at least one little person that does do ghost hunting, and he was in Pirates of the Caribbean. I only know that because he has a thing on Paraflix.
But it's not something that you see as like a Zach Bagans style ghost hunting team and they're all midgets. Discovery Plus, if you're watching this, I want to see like a Zach Bagans style group and they're all midgets.
Well, let's see what Discovery Plus doesn't cancel lately.
Oh, they're cancelling that, aren't they?
Well, a lot of shit's going down because of the Time Warner merger and the writer's strike, so I don't know, maybe we'll see some more people die from conspiracy here soon.
Yep.
So, anyway,
I think we
should probably end
tomorrow,
this.
ladies and gentlemen.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning into the Bald and Bonkers Show. If you enjoyed the show and want to show your support, head over to our website at baldandbonkers.net. There, you'll find our merch, services, and more. Thanks for being part of the Bald and Bonkers family, and we'll see you on the next episode. And remember, always keep an open mind and an open heart. You never know what may happen.